I'm a gastroenterologist. People have trouble swallowing, heartburn, indigestion, ulcers. Also do liver disease, pancreatic disease, gallbladder disease, and of course anything with the colon or rectum, hemorrhoids, polyps, colon cancer. So it's a lot. It's a great field. So I've been practicing 25 years. Did my training mostly in Miami. I mean, ever since I was 5 years old, at least my parents tell me, I always said I wanted to be a doctor. Either an aunt or an uncle had bought me one of those little doctor kits, and it had the stethoscope and the reflex hammer, and I used to play. I had 3 older brothers, so I used to, listen to them, and so I guess I was indoctrinated early. My favorite thing is talking to patients and listening to their stories. I had a teacher, his name was R.B. Rogers, and he said, the most important thing I can teach you about an interview and a physical exam is to listen. And he said, and I'll never forget, he said, the most important thing is that you just sit there and listen, let your patient tell their story. They have a story to tell you. Some patients have practiced this. They've thought about what they're going to talk to you about. Everyone has a different take on things that happen to them, how they feel, have a different way, different vocabulary of how they explain things, and of course across different cultures. So it's very important that you listen carefully, not make any rash decisions or judgments or prejudge what the problem is, and then go from there. And that's always stuck with me. So when I'm not working, I love to travel. So my wife and I have 3 children, travel when we can on the spring breaks and when the kids are off of school, summer breaks. It's funny because I never really considered being a geologist, but I love anything to do with nature, Earth, and to understand, how incredible our planet is, and that there's so much in it, aside from the life part of it, just all the natural things, mountains, rivers, but also rocks. And many of these rocks you would have a hard time getting to because many of them are a mile underground in these large cavities that have formed over millions of years, and they're not really accessible from the surface. And then, of course, as I got older, I studied more about the geology, what kind of natural events occurred, what are the minerals, the elements that make up the rocks, and under what conditions do they form, what has a crystal form, and so it's interesting.